briefly introduce GeoBits and what we do. So GeoBits, we act as a DBA partner for companies. We help companies to maintain, monitor, and manage their database from maintenance, monitoring, support, patching, anything on the DBA side. Our team is there to take care of the database. So this is our core expertise and skills, ranging from any sort of database from MS SQL, MySQL, Postgres, MongoDB. The major databases in the market we are covered. We are also the Microsoft partner in the data platform, and recently we had also partnered with MongoDB also on the data platform. So right from our 24-bar managed services to any sort of consulting services on the database side, any sort of migrations, HADR implementations, our team is there to support, and we can support you on all these technologies. So in the future, if you come across any sort of database needs that you find is complex for you to handle, you can surely reach out to GeoBits for all your database needs, right? So that's a brief about GeoBits. Now to introduce our speaker for today and the topic, we have Divya, our data engineer from GeoBits, to speak on the topic unlocking the power of extended events in MS SQL. To talk a brief about Divya. Divya has been a DBA for quite some time, and now with GeoBits, she has handled all sort of projects on the database side, the DBA level part, the data engineering part. She has handled complex projects with us, and Divya has been very resourceful. She is a great team leader, and today she'll be speaking on the topic unlocking the power of extended events in MS SQL. So now I pass all the time to Divya. Divya, over to you. All the best.
Thanks for the introduction. So this is Divya. Welcome to today's webinar on unlocking the power of extended events. Let me share my screen. So my screen is visible, right?
Yes, Divya, we can see.
Yeah. So welcome to today's webinar on unlocking the power of extended events in Microsoft SQL Server. I'm delighted to have you all here as we embark on a journey to explore the capabilities of extended events and how they can revolutionize your SQL Server monitoring and troubleshooting strategies. And here's the agenda. Introduction to extended events. We will begin by laying the foundation with an overview of extended events, explaining what they are and why they have become a preferred method for monitoring and troubleshooting in MS SQL environments. And then core components of extended events and enabling extended events, like how to creating sessions like that, and analyzing capture data, and SQL profiler versus extended events. Will be we will highlight the advantages of extended events over SQL profiler and the benefits of using extended events, and then limitation of extended events. And at the conclusion, we will summarize the key takeaways from today's webinar and reiterate the importance of leveraging extended events to optimize your MS SQL environment. And last, we will open the floor for any final questions or discussion before that. We will start by laying the groundwork with an introduction to extended events. Extended events, often referred to as a XEV, represent a modern and efficient event handling system introduced in Microsoft SQL Server. Extended events is a lightweight and high performance event handling framework built into SQL Server, designed for monitoring and troubleshooting database activity. The server has a replacement of SQL trace and profiler, offering database administrators and developers a lightweight, scalable, and a powerful solution for event monitoring and troubleshooting. And it is introduced in SQL Server 2008. Extended events have evolved with each SQL Server version, offering new features and improvements to meet the growing demands of database administrators and developers. Let's continue with Germany by understanding the core components of extended events. In this, it covers events, targets, packages, and sessions. Extended events represent specific occurrence or actions that can be captured within SQL Server environment. These events range from database related to actions such as query execution and deadlock occurrence to system level events like CPU usage and memory allocation. So example of events is some query like SQL underscore statement and completed. So this is a transact SQL statement completes for execution. Um, for events use case example is like you can imagine you want to monitor execution of long running queries in your SQL server environment. You can use the SQL statement completed even to capture more information about each completed SQL statement, including the duration of execution and query text and resource consumption. Let's move to the discussion of targets. And it is another component of extended events. Target extended events define where the captured event data should be stored and are sent for further processing. There are various types of targets available in extended events, each serving a specific purpose in event data management and analysis. Suppose you want to store event data for later analysis, you can configure the event file. Target to store capture event in a binary file on the file system. This allows you to retain event data over time and analyze it offline using tools like SMS. And lastly, packages and sessions. Packages and extended events represent a collection of related events that are grouped together for management and configuration purposes. Each package contains a set of predefined events that can be used for monitor specific aspects of the SQL Server behavior. And the sessions is extended event represent the execution context for event capturing and processing. A session defines the configuration settings for event capture, including the selection of events from one or more packages, the configuration of event target and optional filters to narrow down event capture. Let's say you want to monitor query performance in your SQL Server environment. You can create a new session named query performance monitoring section. Select the SQL statement completed event from the SQL statement package and configure the event file target to store posture event for analysis. And these are the core components of extended events. Um, So how we can enable the extended events? First, we need to create a new session, and after that, we can add events and targets and then session. Uh, Let me show the demo how to create a new session for extended events. Before we dive into the demos, in this short period of time, I'm going to show how to create an extended event session for long running queries and deadlock. Why we have chosen to focus on long running query and deadlock capture today? Because of these are the two common scenarios that database administrator frequently encounter in their day-to-day operations. So long running query is nothing but significantly impact the performance of your database. They tie up system resources, causing delays on in query execution and potentially affecting other processes running concurrently. And deadlock occur when two or more transactions are competing for the same resources and become stuck in a circular waiting pattern, preventing any progress. Let me jump to the essence. So I will start by launching SQL Server Management Studio, connecting to our MS SQL instance, and where we'll be configuring the extended event session. Here, navigating to the extended events. So I'm going management and in a node of extended events session. Right clicking the sessions. So previously there is some three sessions are there. So one is always on health and system health and preliminary events. So we can ask why always on health is in disable mode, because we are not configuring always on health. That's why it is in disable mode. And system health and telemetry X events are in trending state. So now I'm going to show how to create a long running query session using GUI. Later, I will show how to create a deadlock session using script. So right click on the sessions, create, give a new session. So here a dialog box is shown. So we can give what are the name we can require. So here I'm giving long running query session. In templates, there are some of the templates are there. As of now, I'm not using those templates. As of now, I'm using as it is. So here is some schedules. If you want to start the event session at server startup, we can use that. And start the event session immediately after session creation. Once we have created the session, then automatically it will start. And if watch live data on screen as it's captured. When we given a watch live data, it will automatically be captured. And for casual tracking, track how events are related to one another. So here I'm not giving anything, I'm leaving as it is. So I'm moving to the event page. Here I'm trying to capture few things related to long running query. Searching here, yes, equal event. SQL patch completed. And then on the PC. Or this is nothing but remote processor code. So these are you all might know these are the things which you can used uh, for long running queries. So here we can here I'm selecting everything. So you can see here these are the actions on based on our requirements. We can give what are the things we can need. So here I'm giving client app name, client connection ID, and client host name, and then database ID, and then database name. Session ID and SQL text, and then username. You can choose upon your requirements. So I'm using these. So after this, we can go for a filter. Here, I'm choosing this RPC completer. Here I'm using giving a in this field I'm giving duration because we will capture a long running by the duration. So here I'm giving greater than 10 seconds. In this value, some in some cases, static timing will be in static value will be in milliseconds, but here it will be in microseconds. So I'm giving 10 seconds. Like that we need to give for SQL batch completer. So after that, we will jump to the another toolbar, event fields. So here everything here it is automatically chosen a statement. So we'll just leave it as it is. Now we will move to data storage. So this is the target. We can choose based on our type. So here it is event counter, event file, histogram, and pair mapping and ring buffer. Here I'm using it in a file format, so I'm giving event file. Here we can choose the file name on the server. We can save it in a folder. Well, wherever we find it, we can store it in a different location. I'm storing in a D drive. Ready. So you can see the maximum file size. Hello. So this is the maximum file size. We can alter these things by for our requirement. I'm going to leave it as it is. Then after all those things, we can give OK. Now our session was created. Right click and just give start session. Now it is started. After that, we can give and watch live data. So as of now, there is no data. So we will execute some workloads. Here I'm giving 12 seconds. Selecting Now we can find here the query. In this display events, you can see only the time snap. But in down, we can see lots of field loads available in the detail section, available in the detail section even here. You can see here SQL statement and SQL text and duration and everything. So if you want this in the book live data field, we can show column and table. Like this also you can do. And one more thing is there. When we stop the data field, you can able to see filters, grouping and aggregation. So from here, we can choose what are the columns we need, like database name, SQL text, SQL statement, session ID, and then duration. So you can see this is the session date DB ID, and this is session ID. In 72, it is executing. So we can see it is running more than 10 seconds. So it is got captured here. So if you want to stop these things, we can stop by here. We can use filter like set timer. If you are using any production, if you are running something in a production time, we can use this set time filter, or else we can directly give your timing here. So or else we can give that deep if you want correct exact database from this database. I need a query. If you are running something in a production DB, so we can give a DB ID or DB name. So we can do a filter here, like here. We can give by filter like this, and we can clear the filters. If you close this live field, it will be showed here is show the duration, SQL text and statement, session ID, duration. Because we didn't save, it will automatically it will take. This is the good feature. If you are using any teams or DP instance anything, then your team can easily handle these things. So this is very much useful for it. Now we will insert some other data in other DBs, then we can use groupings. Then I'm executing this query. Now the query has been executed. So here we get some statement completed and batch completed. So now we will use how to do grouping. We will stop this session. And here, okay, here we will use group by database name. So here, these are the two queries. It is in a grouping. In adventure work, there is two queries. You can ask, we will execute only one thing, but here, how it will be here two queries, because it is a SQL statement and it is a SQL batch completed. So we have having two queries. So this is the GUI method. So we will move to for how to create a session using transaction script. So here we have created an event session named as a deadlock capture session. And in event, we had an event SQL Server log deadlock and SQL Server log deadlock chain. In that SQL Server deadlock, we had actions like client app name, client connection, client host name, and database ID, and then database name, and etc. So and then target, we have given some file path. We'll execute the session. Here, the session is here. The session is created. Now we will start the So now it is started. Now it is started. Let's capture the deadlock by using the query. For here, I'm using Jotpets. So I already have the root and query. So this will create a deadlock. Let's see after 15 seconds. Yeah, now it has got the deadlock. Session ID 74 involved in deadlock. So it will see. So you can see here session ID 74 involves in deadlock. This is the deadlock victim. You can verify both the transactions. So 74 session. After once 75 is executed, after that 74 is also we will execute it. So deadlock has been cleared now. So like this, we can do extended event. We can create an extended event session for CPU time and blocking and query statistics and then auditing. So, so there is around 1,006, more than 1,300 extended events are there in 2022 versions. Now, now we will move to the presentation. So
Any special training can you provide? It's possible.
sorry.
I need a special training related deadlock query optimizations. So, is there any?
Uh,
Well,
Hi, Sandesh. Just to answer the question, we can have the Q&A session after the presentation is over. We can answer the question there, but quickly to address the question, we have the webinars once every month. Maybe that specific topic, we can take it in the upcoming months. But just let's hold our questions till the end of the webinar so that time will be allocated where we can have a Q&A session. Yeah, please,
yeah,
Divya, we can continue.
All right. Let's delve into the comparison between external events and the SQL Server Profiler. First, let's talk about the extended events. Extended event is a lightweight and efficient tracing mechanism in SQL Server. It consumes very little system resources, making it ideal for continuous monitoring without significant performance impact. In fact, in SQL Server 2017, the extended event session creation wizard represent us with the open 669 events to choose from, allowing us to trace and track a wide range of activities within the system. One of the key advantages of extended event is it is ability to run for longer periods of time without causing performance degradation. This in stark contrast to profiler and trace, which are for this resource intensive nature. By utilizing extended events, database administrators can gather extensive diagnostics data without risking server performance. Moreover, extended events offer built-in templates, streamlining the process of setting up event session tailored to specific monitoring needs. This feature enhances usability and make it easy for administrator to leverage the power of tracing in SQL Server. Now let's shift our focus to profiler and trace. While these tools have been widely used for SQL Server tracing in the past, they come with a significant drawbacks. Profiler and trace are known as to consume a considerable amount of system resources, which can lead to performance issue and especially on production servers. Running profiler or trace for extended periods of time is not advisable due to the impact on server performance. Additionally, profiler offer a more limited set of events compared to extended events, with approximately 235 events available. This can restrict granularity of monitoring and diagnostic the administrator can achieve. It also important to note that profiler and trace are deprecated in SQL Server, meaning they may be removed in future versions of the software. as Microsoft continues to promote extended events as a successor to Profiler and Trace. It's clear that transitioning to extended events is the way forward to efficient and low impact tracing in SQL Server environments. When comparing extended events to Profiler and Trace, extended events emerge as the superior option due to their lightweight nature, extensive event coverage, minimal performance impact, and built-in templates. As we look to the future of SQL Server, embracing the extended event is key to effective database monitoring and diagnostics. And here is the benefits of using extended events. Enhanced performance monitoring. Enhanced performance monitoring provide a lightweight and efficient mechanism for capturing detailed information of SQL Server performance. This allows administrator to gain insights to system behavior, core execution, and resource utilization, and then enabling them to identify and address performance issue or more effectively. Customizability. It is one of the key advantages of external events. Is a higher degree of flexibility and customization. Administrator can tailor event capture to specific monitoring needs by selecting relevant events, defining filters, and specifying output targets. This level of customization ensures that only relevant data is captured, minimizing overhead and optimizing performance. And then low overhead. It is compared to old monitoring tools like SQL Trace and Profiler. Extended events have lower overhead on the SQL Server instance. This makes them suitable for continuous monitoring in production environments without significantly impacting performance. And administrators can capture a wide range of events with minimal impact of system resources. Improved troubleshooting, which includes the ability to capture a wide range of events related to SQL Server operations and then including core execution and late log occurrences and then resource contention. This comprehensive event capture make it easier to diagnose and troubleshoot issues and then leading to faster resolution of problems and improved system reliability. Scalability, uh, and this is extended events are designed to scale with the SQL Server environment, allowing administrator to capture and analyze event data across multiple servers and instances. This scalability ensures that monitoring solution can grow alongside the SQL Server infrastructure without significant performance degradation. Integration with third-party tools. Extended events can be integrated with third-party monitoring and analysis tools, allowing administrators to leverage existing infrastructure and workflow for event management and analysis. This is seamless integration streamlines the monitoring process and enhances the overall efficiency of the monitoring solution. And advanced features. Extended events offer advanced features such as custom event creation and then integration with PowerShell for automation and support for asynchronous event processing. These advanced features enable administrators to implement sophisticated monitoring solutions tailored to the specific requirements and enhancing the effectiveness of their monitoring strategy. And at last, future proofing. As Microsoft continues to invest in development and enhancement of extended events, it represents the preferred method for monitoring and troubleshooting SQL Server environment. Choosing extended events ensures compatibility and support for future versions of the platform and future proofing your monitoring solution. So these are the benefits of using extended events with some more limitations of extended events. Here, now, while extended events offer many advantages, it's important to aware of these limitations to make informed decision when you using them in your environment. Complexity. Setting up configuring extended events can be complex, especially for beginners. The process involves defining event sessions, configuring event capture, setting up targets, and then applying filters, which may require a deeper understanding of SQL Server internals. And resource consumption. Extended events can consume significant system resource, impacting SQL Server performance and especially if not configured optimally. It's essential to carefully design event session to minimize resource overhead, avoid unnecessary performance degradation. Limited backward compatibility, which are not fully compatible with the older version of SQL Server, limiting their usage of for legacy systems. Organizations running older versions may face challenges when transitioning from SQL trace and profiler to extended events. A limited graphical user interface support. In GUI tools, extended events are not as robust or as for SQL trace and profiler, requiring more reliance on TSQL scripting for configuration and management. This may pose challenges for user accustomed graphical interfaces. Lack of built-in templates. Extended events lack of extensive predefined templates for common monitoring scenarios, requiring users to create custom configuration for specific monitoring needs. This can be time consuming and may require advanced knowledge of SQL Server interface. Documentation and community support. While Microsoft provides a documentation and resources for extended events, the level of documentation and community support may be limited compared to older monitoring tools like SQL Trace and Propeller. Users may encounter challenges when seeking assistance or troubleshooting issues. Learning curve for advanced features. Mastering advanced features of extended events such as custom events and integration with other monitoring solutions may require additional time and effort. User may need to invest in training and experimentation to leverage these features effectively. Limited cross-platform support. Uh, these are specific to SQL Server and may not be compatible with other database platforms. Organization managing heterogeneous database environments may face challenges in standardizing monitoring and troubleshooting practices. Extended events and SQL Server offer customizable low overhead monitoring solution that enhance performance, troubleshooting, and scalability. I encourage you to continue learning and experimenting with this powerful tool. Until next time, happy monitoring and troubleshooting. Thanks for your attention today. If you have any question or concerns, you can.
Hey, hi, Divya. Thank you for that productive session on extended events, on how to use the extended events, showing practically on how it works, the advantages, the limitations. It was indeed a very informative and productive session for all of us. Now is the time for Q&A, team. So if you have any questions, you can either unmute yourself and share the questions, or you can also put in the chat. And Divya and the team will answer the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Joel. Thank you.
Yeah, I have actually questions. I need to actually training sections, so it is possible.
Yeah, Sarda. So we don't offer training sessions as it is, but we do have our services on the database side. So in case you require any help or you want our team to perform any task, we can help you that way. But in terms of learning and growing, the only possibility is to attend the webinar sessions that we conduct once every month, mostly in the last week of the month. So you can follow our LinkedIn page to get the updates for that and to join us on the webinar. And also we have our previous sessions that has already been uploaded on our YouTube website. So YouTube So you can also check it over there as well. But as training, we don't offer any particular training sessions.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
And which other platform extended events are available? So extended events are available in SQL Server and Azure database, and then Azure Managed Instance. So in these three platforms, it will be available.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Team, any other questions? Yeah, I think we are all good to wind up. Once again, Divya, thank you for that wonderful session, and thank you everyone for joining this webinar on the extended events. And keep a lookout for our future webinars also. Like I already mentioned, we have these webinars once a month during the last week of the month. Do follow our LinkedIn page and Instagram to get regular updates on this. And anything, any requirements on the database side, you can always reach out to GeoBits for your DBA or database requirements. Thank you, team. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.